Hello, everybody. Is anybody over there yet? Please, as you are coming in, just be free to write us and greet us. Okay, I think I see Paul here. Paul Oriade, how are you doing today? Welcome. Sorry, guys, I was supposed to be on YouTube, but I used so many videos in my last training that the YouTube people were not happy that who are using other people's videos too much. We have Innocent Magaji here, Adejumo here. Okay, let's go ahead and share the message to our friends and let people know we are not coming up on YouTube. We are only coming up on Facebook today. So help invite your friends. And the topic of today is how to be in the here and now. How to be in the here and now. What a topic. Ooh, what a book. But today, my guest today, Mrs. Esther Kuganja Adedoyin, will have to have a big challenge in her hands because I know what the topic is about because that's why I could write a book about it. But what I've discovered, Esther, is that most people don't have an idea of what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? What kind of book is that? How to be in the here? What's that? How to here and now? What does that mean? You mean right now? What? People don't have an idea that there is a major problem in our world.
Yeah.
And this major problem, and it's a sickness that almost everybody is suffering from. And not too many people regard it as a sickness, and not many people view it as a major challenge. This problem, this challenge, this trouble, this sickness affects the economy of nations. It affects the individual productivity. It affects the national productivity of nations. It affects the the lifestyle of everybody. It's a major issue that many people are not aware of, and so that issue is what I try to address in this book. Is the issue of how to be in the here and now. So I wrote a book in that regard, and this is the name of the book. I mean, this is the book. I'm sorry, I think it can't show properly, but it's called How to Be in the Here and Now. How to Be in the Here and Now. This book, How to Be in the Here and Now, is one of the most helpful books every human being should read. You know, people who have done psychological experiments on people on how to be in the here and now say, when you are in the here and now, you produce from 50% to 100% more capacity. So, for example, if you are not in the, most people who are not in the here and now, maximum that they could produce is between 10 to 40%. But when you are in the here and now, you'll be able to produce between 50 to 100%, depending on how much you are in the here and now. So the ability to practice being in the here and now could actually increase your productivity anything between 50% to 100%. So being in the here and now is one of the secrets, one of the most important secrets of productivity in the world. So most people don't know what we are talking about or what this topic is about, but you people will do a lot of people good if you go and tag your friends and invite your people you know and care for. Let's go ahead and tag them. Let's go ahead and invite them and share this message. This is not going to be an ordinary book review today. It's going to be a life-changing time. All right, here we go. So, how to be in the here and now. Esther Kuganja, the author of Stigmatized. What is how do you call your book?
How a single woman can overcome stigmatization.
How a single woman can overcome stigmatization. I think we have to invite you to present that book one of these days. I hope you'll be able to write that down. Let's invite her to present a book. How a single woman can overcome stigmatization. So that's a big topic that we have to talk about one day. But today, the topic that we are addressing is how to be in the here and now. And the second title for this book is Stop Daydreaming and Start Living. So this is basically a book about how to stop daydreaming and begin to live full life. Now, most people know what daydreaming is about. So this will help you to understand the book better. How to stop daydreaming. But most people don't even know they are daydreaming. A lot of people who have read this book, they've only realized that they are dreaming after they read the book. It is only after they read the book that they begin to realize that, oh wow, you mean I was living like this? They never thought about it. So tell me your own, because you edited this book for me. So yeah, how did you realize you had this disease as well that is called daydreaming?
Yes, Pastor, thank you so much. Actually, it was difficult editing the book because starting to read it, I was just realizing that you were writing about me.
Ooh.
Many times when someone is talking to me, they tell me something and I have to tell them, pardon, what did you say again? So it's like I realized that I was not paying attention, okay? And also there are situations where, you know, usually they tell us, oh, women can multitask. So I was really into that. And I realized that it was actually, for example, if I'm doing mental work, it was affecting my accuracy, my effectiveness. I'm taking more time because I'm trying to put my mind in so many areas at the same time. So I realized this book really opened my eyes to realize that I had a problem. I was sick in this area. And I started putting into practice the exercises you gave us. I started being conscious. When someone is talking to me, I really am conscious. Okay, let me pay attention. I want to get something from this person. And that's how I'm learning to improve on myself. Yeah.
Well, you didn't know what the book was about when you began to work on it. And so what was the first shock you got reading the book?
First of all, I realized that actually being here and now it's a problem, because at first we thought that daydreaming is normal. Everyone daydreams. It's allowed once in a while, people to relax. Then the book exposes that actually this is a disease. This is affecting the whole economy, the whole world, the lack of development in Africa, you know. So I realized that actually this is a sickness, which I didn't know before.
Yeah, but you know, I'm sure there were some passages there or some examples or some instances or some illustrations that hit you like a cold water on the head. That's what I'm asking. What were those wow moments? Ooh, this is me. What were those moments that really made you to recognize yourself?
Okay. First of all, there's a story of the scatterbrain, the poem of a scatterbrain man who when he was trying to put on clothes, you know, instead of putting on the trouser, he's putting on someone's tights. Instead of wearing socks, he's putting on something else. Then he goes onto this train and actually, you know, he slips off and doesn't get off at his bus stop. And I've seen that very common in UK. You know, you get on a train and most of the times it's African people who are sleeping, you know, sleeping on the train, while other people are reading, active, you know, reading newspapers and all that, being attentive to what's going on. I have a friend who missed an interview because he was sleeping on the train, and actually the train passed his bus stop. I mean, the train stop where he was supposed to get off from. So it is that serious, Pastor. Recently, I also checked on the internet, and I realized that people have landed into hospital just because of not being here and now.
Hospital, tell me about that.
There's an elderly lady who received a text message from her daughter. She was walking on the street on the pavement, and as she was opening her mobile phone to read the message and walking, she actually walked into a ditch and fell down, broke her neck. And she had to be hospitalized. It's that sad. It is that sad.
Not being able to be in the here and now.
Yes, Pastor. And I sent some videos. I don't know whether we'll have time to show them.
Yes.
But I sent some examples of the catastrophe in our world today that is caused by this simple thing that we laugh off. We think it's normal.
How to be in the here and now.
How to be here and now.
Okay, we are going to show a video right now to help people get a picture of what we really mean.
All right.
Okay. Hello. Look here. See what you're doing. You are not effecting a change. Okay, we are trying to get a video where, okay, why we're trying to get a video, let's continue to talk. So,
okay.
Yeah, but, so you started to read a book, and you said you couldn't finish the book on time because you are constantly seeing yourself in that book.
Yes, yes. And I had to constantly, take time to read this and understand it and actually relate with the problem. And also laugh at myself, because as much as those stories, the examples you're giving are funny, the guy who was dressing up and missing his bus stop, but I myself have been in that situation before, There's a time, you could have, for example, like a mobile phone.
Yeah.
You could actually put it in your handbag, and then you forgot that you put it in your handbag.
And then you're looking for it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And you reach somewhere.
And people don't know that it's this disease that we are talking about.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, it's like we got the video now. We'll come back to that illustration.
All right.
Is there sound? Good sound.
This is 77th Street.
The guy is slipping off. Woo! Is it for real or is a play?
No, that's real, Pastor.
This is real. Wow. So this is not acting, this is for real.
Yeah.
See, these are the things that happen because people are not in the here and now. Now, I will go forgive this guy because he went to sleep. Let's see another situation here when more tragic things really happen because people are not in the here and now. Ooh. Wow. Where was he looking? Oh! That's what happens when you are not in the here and now. Wow! My God! Poor girl. Oh! Oh my God! It's a big problem when you are not in the here and now. Yes! People don't even see the signs. Oh! When you are not in the here and now, that's what we're talking about. Ooh. See what happens when people are not in the here and now. That is what it means when you are not in the here and now. Oh! Ah! Ah! My God! No! Oh! They took me back. These are the tragedies that happen when people are not in the here and now. Okay. You have another one? Wow. So this is what this book is about. The book is called How to Be in the Here and Now. But these are the funny ones, but there are more tragic things happening to us every day.
Yeah.
Just because we are not in the here and now.
Press this bell icon to receive freshly brewed content from FilterCom.
Where did it go? तो शादी सीन दिन क्या? एक मिनट क्या हो गया? I can't find my glasses यार. यहीं रखे थे मैंने. ऊपर देखिए.
I can't find my glasses. Absent-minded, yeah.
क्या मेरा फोन देखा है क्या तुम लोगों ने? यार मजाक कर रहे हो ना तुम लोग?
It was in his pocket all along, huh?
फिर तो मैंने उसको कॉल किया यार क्या है उसका नाम जो
Okay, I think we got the point.
जाता है ना
अरे रोहन
नहीं वो
So, I think we got it.
ईयरफोन्स में जोर जोर से गाना सुनता है ना
Let's go back to us.
समीर
So this whole book this is what the book is about. How to be in the here and now. How to be in the here and now is about absent-mindedness. How to heal yourself of the disease of absent-mindedness.
Yeah.
How to heal yourself from, what I call here daydreaming or floating in the air. Yeah, you are telling of your you are saying, okay, yeah. You continue what you were saying before the
Okay,
videos.
so yeah, I'll just give you examples of how I find I used to find myself, not in the here and now, and one of them is forgetfulness. For example, there's a time I came out of a shower and forgot to remove the shower cap from my hair, and actually
Went to work. No, you didn't get to work with it.
I didn't go to work, but I went outside and I realized at the front, my neighbor told me, it is that serious, Pastor.
Your neighbor
It
told
is
you.
that serious. Yeah. So we are laughing now, but it's actually so sad because even in that book, you stated that research has shown that people who are not in the here and now actually live, in a year, they live 11 months. They walk by the 11-month rate.
Yeah,
Which means that when we are not in the here and now, we lose a whole month in a year.
yeah.
So,
Just
so
being
I look at
absent-minded.
exactly. So I look at people in Africa.
And then, but that is not even the greatest problem. In the book,
Yeah.
I also told about some other consequences that people have in their lives, more serious consequences to somebody's life. It's not just like laughing that we're talking about it now, but what are the diseases and then the more serious sicknesses and impact that happen to people just because they are not in the here and now.
Yeah. So one of the serious consequences is that they are prone to diseases like
Schizophrenia.
schizophrenia, and then dementia as well.
Yeah.
And also
when they get to old age, right?
Yes.
When they get to old age, the people who forget what happened in their they lose their memories.
Memory, yes. Short-term memory, long-term memory, and also when we don't exercise our brain, because the book describes the brain as a form of a muscle, just like we exercise our muscles to be active, to be strong in sports, so is the brain. Once we don't exercise it, it doesn't develop. So many functions of the brain, like the language, most times we put off language. No, I can't learn another language. I'll stick to what I know. You're limiting the brain. Okay.
And people who don't exercise their brain, and one of the best ways for you to exercise your brain is to always make sure that you are in the here and now. That way your muscle is always working. Your muscle is always active. So because you are always in the here and now, you are always in charge. But when you are all absent-minded and when you allow yourself to daydream, you don't just leave your muscles, the muscles of the brain, to go weak. And so by the time you get older, you discover that you are lacking the basic capacity and capabilities of the brain. And it will even lead you to depression. And a lot of those people are thinking about something else. They are depressed. So you cannot always bring out answers and solutions. Tell me, what are the main lessons you learned in this book?
First of all, I learned the 3 types of presence. Before I know, once you're present, you're present. But this book opened my eyes to realize that you can be present somewhere physically and not actually be there. Your body is just there. Yes.
That is number 1 level of presence, yes.
That's number 1. Then the second one is selective.
Yeah.
Whereby you choose what to listen to or not. For example, if your favorite lecturer, if you're a student and your favorite lecturer is giving a talk, you are prompt to pay attention to him. But when someone else comes on, someone you don't believe in, someone maybe you despise, in quotes, you easily switch off. So that is also posing a danger in our communities today. Because why? It shows we don't respect people. We're not patient enough to bring out the treasure in other people and actually celebrate it.
But when you don't celebrate others and you don't see the difference in others, you don't celebrate them, but you don't know that way you are also indirectly harming yourself and harming your mind, your brain, and the functioning of your consciousness. You are not in the conscious. You are not exercising your consciousness. You are not in the here and now. So you are not only not respecting that person, but you are also making your brain muscle weaker.
Weaker, yeah.
And number 3, presence.
Number 3, presence is being here and now. Being consciously attentive to what's going on around you. Being purposeful to why you are in that meeting, why you are listening to that person. You have a goal. What are you gaining from that conversation, from that situation? Your heart is there. Your mind is there. And your brain is active,
many people don't know what to expect in this book. But as soon as people read it, they say it's the most important book they have ever read. Why that?
Wow.
For example, Mrs. Shorunke, we have Mrs. Shorunke. She just said, why? What is in this book? I said, oh, you go and read it. Then when she read it, she said, he's talking about, everybody says he's talking about them.
Yes, Pastor. This book, if it was introduced in kindergarten in Africa, we would be a first world continent.
Wow.
Because it underlies the problem why our labor force in Africa is not developed. Why we are not reasoning people. We are at the level of animals. You've been teaching us about the syncretism in the church. This is the reason why we have people and church like this in Africa. Why? Pastors are mainly they're not raising disciples anymore, but biomasses. Biomasses, Pastor. We are not groomed to be reasoning people. Or if we were, then all the problems in Africa would be solved because we are thinking people. Okay? So this is why, this explains the problem of the church in Africa. This explains the problem of underdevelopment, of why our labor force is not up to the market. I am a data analyst by profession, but before you get the job, they give us tests. Logical reasoning test, critical thinking test, numerical reasoning, everything do with how do you think? Because they want active reasoning people. So that is how serious it is, even in the marketplace. Employers want active people, people who are here and now, people who you give one instruction and they get it. You don't repeat it 2 times, 10 times, just because someone is absent-minded. It is that serious. So our economy is suffering because of this problem. The church is suffering because of this problem. So if this book could be given to every child in Africa.
Do you have the book with you? A copy of the book? You don't have the physical. You don't have the physical book.
I have the Kindle version.
Okay, Kindle version.
Yes.
Now, you tell me what are the other. Well, I told you to give me 10 lessons. So how many lessons you want to give me from the book?
Okay. One lesson I learned from the book as well is what prevents us from being here and now.
Okay.
And actually, for me, in my case, it has been most of the time multitasking. Making yourself to concentrate on so many things, and you end up not being effective and efficient in one major thing. Okay, and also allowing your thoughts to linger around, like you're thinking about 2 things at the same time. That is parallel thinking. And also, what prevents us from being here and now is the inability to value other people. We looked at this problem when we were describing the selective presence.
Yeah.
I have learned to listen to any child talking, because I know that every person has a valuable pearl to give to me. I've learned to listen to any age group right now.
So you get that lesson in this book?
Yes, Pastor.
How to be in the here and now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And another thing is that I learned that being here and now may not actually always, in every circumstance, be referring to what's happening around you, but to your selection of what you're choosing to focus on.
The choice of focus.
The choice of focus. And I've seen this principle in your life, Pastor. You're not focusing on the lawsuit. You're focusing on the direction where you're going, where you're needed, the products you're thinking about. That is your reality.
Yeah.
So I realized that this book can also, when you learn the principles in this book, you can create your own reality.
Yeah.
For example, as someone who is on a deathbed, instead of focusing on the pain, on the fear of death, you taught us that when you focus on where you're going, if you focus on your relationship with God, you're in the embrace of God, you're creating your own reality. That's another way that being here and now helps you create your own reality to overcome very difficult situations in life. There's a story of Viktor
Yes.
Frankl,
Yeah.
the survivor of the Holocaust. Wow. His testimony is mind-blowing in the book, because he says that what made him survive the Holocaust is that he was dreaming of standing before people who are interested in listening to what he has to say, his experience.
When he's out.
Yes. So that helped him to remain strong.
He created a parallel reality.
So that helped him survive. So that also is another aspect of it, that you can create your own reality, survive very difficult situations in that area.
But why is it that people, they don't even know what to expect when they take this? When they see it, they say, what is it about? How to be in here? They don't know that there's so much wealth and so much wisdom like you are talking now. So that's why I wanted you to mention all these points so that people will know that there's so much wealth in this book.
Exactly. And also you quote the Roman philosopher Seneca, who said that every day should be lived as if it were your last.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a rule for me now, because that helps you to really live in the here and now. Saying that if this is my last day, I'll not be distracted. I'll be paying attention to this person. I'll be focused in what I'm doing. So that's also another principle that is really helping me develop. Okay, and then so, and also the book just helps us that when you activate the power of intention, for example, if you are always focused. For example, if you're going for a meeting and you set a goal that in this meeting, this is what I want to achieve. And then you decide and make a decision that I need to achieve this goal in that meeting. And then you choose to really pay attention to achieve, you pursue that goal. So the power of intention has also come alive in me, because without really being conscious and intentional in what you're doing, okay, you may miss being here and now.
So actually this book will also be called Intentional Living or Conscious Living.
Yeah, that's another title for the book.
But it's called right now How to Be in the Here and Now.
Here and Now, yeah.
How to be in the here and now.
Because you have to be intentional to do that. Because our minds, I think the way our mind is wired is that it can easily wander off in so many directions. But when you are focused and intentional, you can actually direct it. You talked about the power of focus.
Yeah.
And you illustrated that power by, if I want to make an impact using my fingers, you describe this in your book.
Yes.
And I use my fingers spread out like this. They will actually break because there's no focus.
Yes.
But when I use a fist, the impact is much, much stronger. So that also drove the point home that the power of focus is so important. Concentration, is also like the example of the laser power.
The laser power, right.
Exactly. So that is why more efficiency, more effectiveness comes about when we decide to concentrate on something, to be purposeful in what we are doing, and to remain focused in the direction we are taking by not allowing to get distracted in our thoughts, in our surroundings, in everyday life.
Before you read this book, did you ever read any book like that on this topic? Or heard any message or any preaching on that?
No, Pastor.
You never came across it?
We didn't even know there was a problem like that. Daydreaming is okay. People may say, I'm in the spirit. It's okay. The things you grow up thinking they are normal. So I don't even think anyone had ever thought about it as a problem until we read that book. Yes.
Are you serious? Somebody is saying this lady is talking new age stuff, not Christ focused. That is one of the comments I'm saying here. To be in the here and now is new age, right? That's what someone is saying.
Oh dear.
Okay, you tell us, how have your life improved just because of these lessons?
First of all, I've noticed that I don't ask people, I beg your pardon anymore. Before, I would ask someone twice or once, what did you say? Sorry, what's your name again? But this time, I am very, very focused and intentional. Okay, that's one of it. Secondly, I have learned to do some exercises every day. Every day. For example, I try to brush my teeth using my left hand because I'm right-handed.
Yeah.
I'm using, because it's one of the exercises you wrote in
the book,
that
yeah.
When you introduce your brain to do something new, it sort of activates it to develop in that area as well. What other exercise have I done?
Has it helped you in your family relationship or in your work relationship at all?
Yes, of course it has helped me. Yes, it has helped me being attentive and also in my focusing on one assignment at a time. It has helped me reduce mistakes that I was doing by through multitasking, and all that. What are the benefits? Yeah, just to be intentional, valuing people.
Conscious, being conscious.
Being conscious in every conversation I'm taking in every meeting. I make sure that I'm really attentive. I'm putting notes, and by that time I even have questions to ask.
But I personally think that the greatest benefit of this book is that it raises your own self-awareness,
Yes.
self-consciousness.
Yes. Yes.
Tell me about that one.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, because I'm constantly reminded that living each day as if it was my last, and also using that power of intention. Okay. So sometimes I find myself still wandering off, and then I realize, oh my dear, so this problem is still there until I really redirect.
Yeah, it takes a fight. It takes a fight.
Yes,
you need to constantly do that, maybe for a year or so,
Yes.
or 2 years before it becomes also automatic.
Yes. Yeah, so it has helped me really see where I'm going off, and also realize the effort that is needed to really achieve this consciousness, And also you mentioned that as we do that, we become reasoning people. You don't live at the level of an animal anymore. It's an animal that dreams away, goes wherever they are. There's nothing to stand for, no direction. But when you're a person who is here and now, you are at the level of a real human being, because you take every minute, you value every minute. You don't want to waste it. You don't want to miss any word that someone has said. You don't want to miss any opportunity that is around you.
You see,
so,
if I tell you one thing people have been saying, and many of them think I'm a superhuman, how can you write so many books? How can you do so many things in a day? You are doing all these live broadcasts. Then we see you in church. Then we see you with people. Then we see you do that. It's like, when do you sleep? It's like you're superhuman. But I am not. But if you have read this book, How to Be in the Here and Now, you sure know one of the secrets. Because people are saying you are having so many results that normal human beings don't have those kind of results. I mean, how could you have written 300 books? How is it that you're thinking of writing 1,000 books? How come you are doing so much? But really, they don't know that one of the secrets is, but you know because you have read this. So you know that when you are in the here and now, your productivity increases like...
Increases. And I used to wonder about your memory, Pastor. You meet one person once, even if you not talk to them, and after maybe 10 years, you still remember them.
Yeah.
So when I was reading that, I said, oh, so this is what Pastor is.
That is the secret of Pastor Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but so what do you think this book would do for Africa? What do you think this book could do for every individual, Africa or not African?
That book would raise every individual to maximum effectiveness in life, maximum productivity. Maybe you are producing at 40% before. It can, just reading and understanding those principles can push you to maybe 140%. That's one.
Yeah.
Secondly, for Africa, if the principles that are taught in that book can be passed on to our people, Africa can be really can develop. Africa can come up to her glory. Our people can become the workforce that the world is looking for.
Just this one book?
Just that book. Just that book. Because you mentioned that, Pastor, it's not about age. The brain can be developed at whatever stage you are.
Yeah.
Yes. So if we train our people to be reasoning people, to be creative, to be, people who are inquisitive, they are questioning themselves. Even the young people, they're asking themselves, why am I here? What's my life about? Asking those questions show that you are here and now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they grow up being purposeful people. They grow up seeing problems and actually finding solutions for them and not waiting for the government. Why? Because we are thinking continent. We are thinking people.
What will you say about the poems in this book? I use a lot of poems in this book as stories. Tell them about a few of those stories and poems. I mean, they are so amusing, so charging.
I don't even know where you got them from. Actually, okay, we talked about the scatterbrain. Then there is also
scatterbrain.
the poem of the poem, like you mentioned a poem about life in how many words? In
100 words and
100 words. 100 words, which is which are the?
Do you have it? Do you have it somewhere there?
I'm trying to think I've lost it.
Very, very intriguing stuff.
Let me try to look for it.
Okay. And some people told me that while they are reading the book, that even though it's funny, but they couldn't laugh anymore at a point because they discovered that they were laughing at themselves.
Yeah.
Does it come across that way?
Exactly, because the book describes what you go through every day. You know, the stories of a lady who forgot their baby on the sideway. And the child spoke to the mom and said, "But mom, you looked at me when you're driving off. You looked at me and then got into the car and drove off." So it looks like that the mom was not here at love.
Yeah.
It talks about the Prime Minister of UK whose wife forgot their daughter in the restaurant. They reached home.
They reached home. Tell the story now.
They went to a restaurant with the whole family to have lunch. And then one of the children moved off to go to the, restroom. So when time came to leave, the family just walked off and went to the car without looking around to know who's missing. They got in the car and they actually drove home. On arrival at home, they realized, actually, someone is missing. Who's missing? They realized one of the children is not with them. So they had to go back. Go back to the restaurant to get her. Okay? So
And that is because people are not in the here and now. What about the one who forgot the child to pick up the child from the school, from the kindergarten?
Oh my God. I realized how serious this problem is. And one thing I also forgot to mention, Pastor, is that the book describes the science behind the brain and the nervous system.
Okay.
You understand that in order to improve one's longevity in life, the brain needs to have regular exercises.
Right.
And examples were given to help any reader, achieve that. So the book is rich in those exercises. So you are not left alone, first of all. You have homework to do yourself, exercises to do. And actually, it's enjoyable. It's
another person told me that this book is a book I was reading and laughing and crying at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Why that?
Because the problem is a reality in our world. And also crying because the person himself is a victim. So you look around and see the years you've wasted. For example, if in out of 12 months in a year, you've wasted 1 month. So if you are 40 years, those are 40 months. Okay? So almost maybe 30 months. So how much work and products would have achieved in that time?
Yes.
So that is a lot of resources wasted. That's why someone finds themselves crying, facing the reality of the problem that actually is a problem.
What about the lady who went to work and the cooker, the food was boiling, the food was...
It is common, Pastor. That's common.
That's common. And then some people have to come back from the road after they got to them, because I can't remember, did I put off the cooker? Is it the cooker you call it? The cooker or no? Is the food still, is the heat still going on?
And also another example you gave is a lady going for a meeting, and instead of from leaving home with a briefcase of documents to present in the meeting, she left with a bag of rubbish that she was supposed to throw at the dumping. So she went actually to the meeting with that bag, and everyone wondering, what's the foul smell coming from? What is smelling here? What's smelling here? So actually, when her time came to present the papers, and she reached down to get the briefcase, it was the bag. So she realized...
The rubbish bag.
Yes, rubbish bag. So she realized it was the cause of the foul smell in the room, and her documents were not with her. So Pastor, the examples make you laugh, but actually the reality also makes you cry at the same time.
So this book is a dangerous book. How to be for people who have not read this book. In fact, this is going to be one of the most exciting books you will ever read. It's called.
Everyone must get that book, Pastor, because
Everyone.
it's a widespread problem.
Everyone.
Everyone. And many times, like me, I didn't know I had a problem before. I thought it was normal to ask, I beg your pardon. I thought it was normal to once in a while, stray off in your mind, just relax and come back in the meeting. But it's not, because it's stopping you from being productive. It's stopping you from achieving your goals. And your brain is not being activated to be, effective in that area at that time. So everyone must read that book to check themselves. First of all, it's an evaluation book to show your level of efficiency in life, actually. Yeah. And the good thing is that the exercises themselves are also there for you to actually help yourself develop. So everyone needs that personal development. Yeah.
How to be in the here and now.
How to be here.
How to live a conscious life.
Yes.
Not just live automated life, but a conscious life.
Conscious life.
Now, let me see one of these. I have some of the poems here. I really feel like reading one of the poems. Yeah.
Okay.
Perez, will you come and do you know how to read these poems? You know how to read poems?
I think it's.
Come. Let's see. Let's see if you'll be able to make it. Can you read it? Okay. Let me read the first few. You want to bring a share?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me read the first few lines.
Yeah.
I'm going to read the first few lines, and you have to sit really close to me. I don't know how you get to do that. Okay. So I read the first few lines here, and then you maybe you pick it up from there. It says, "People run through life not sparing their legs." People think that the only thing it takes to go through life is to have legs, so they just use those legs to run through life. You see the problem. So because you actually, but in the real sense, you are not supposed to be running with your leg through life. You are supposed to be thinking through life.
Yes.
You're supposed to be using your mind to plan out things, so that when you now use your leg, you're actually using your leg to do exactly what has been planned out. So you are not running up and down with your leg. You're just running up and down through life. That's what it's talking about. That people run through life because they just think, I have the leg anyway, so you come in.
I can easily run.
So it says, people run through life not sparing their legs. Home, work, then work, home, or homework, while serving time. Now, serving time is like not just spending time, it's also an allegory of people in serving time in the present,
Double meaning.
Yeah, it's a double meaning. It's a kind of allegory. So that you are not just serving the time to going to work, but you are actually like in the prison of that vanity. Yeah. So weekend, you wait for weekend after work home, serving time, weekend, which means you are waiting for weekend, holiday, dreaming about holidays as a respite. That is like the only respite you get in life. Then the old, okay, you read it. Then I'll be examining it when you read it.
The old age, pension, shortness of breath. Did you flee here?
So people get shocked when they discover that old age has come. Then they are in pension age. They are in pension. Shortness of breath. That is, they cannot breathe properly. Health issues begin to come up. Then they wonder, what happened? How did I get here? I just started yesterday. Did you flee here? Okay.
Maybe you originally chose the wrong route.
Yeah. Did I choose the wrong route? What happened? Well, the problem is that you didn't think. You just ran through life using your legs only. Yeah, go ahead.
Rise at 7 in the morning. Is the brain alive?
Yeah, so it's just rising up automatically at 7 in the morning. Is the brain alive? But no, most of the time when we wake up in the morning, it's just automated. It's automatic.
It's just alarm just waking you
It's
up.
just alarm waking you up, and you have to go to work. But you have not really planned out your life to be productive.
Yeah.
Someone sees the sun The stars. Why not you?
You see, some people can enjoy the beauty of the nature,
Yeah.
sun, the green, but you don't see that anymore because you are too busy running through life, serving time. Go ahead.
Management. Production. Not to beauty.
Yeah, because you are doing all those jobs, connected with management, managing things, producing stuff, but you don't see the beauty of life. You don't see the meaning of it. Go ahead.
No time to breathe. A struggle every day. For a corner crust of pension, you say destiny. Maybe
You say, yeah, because people, when they are the pension like that, they say, okay, destiny. That is how God meant it to be. But don't put destiny.
fate.
Don't fit faith, destiny. Don't put God here at all. It was you who refused to. You are running through life with your legs instead of you using your brain.
Maybe if you humbly accept it. So, filled with sleeping.
Because the people are hoping if they humbly accept their fate, then maybe, we just have to submit to it. Maybe things will get better. But it doesn't change anything. You are not in the here and now, you see. Okay?
Soul, filled with sleeping pills to fall into oblivion.
Yeah, that's later on what they end up doing. When, when your life is full of regret, the only other thing you keep on doing now is just to end it all, to be able to sleep and take some respite.
In the series of soap suds, look for a rainbow.
Yeah, so people look for series of soap opera, and in that soap opera, they watch television all the time. So they try to look for rainbow, so some colors. Yeah.
Believe in the nursing home and calmly
because at that age, then they put them in the nursing home.
And calmly wait.
We calmly wait for what? Death. Yeah.
Wait till your children's legs get stronger.
Because your children legs will also get stronger to also begin to run through life. So you have run through life, you spent your time running through life, and then your children are growing up to continue. Yeah, to continue
Continue the rest.
to continue the race through life. Yep. That's what happens when you are not in the here and now to plan out your life. Yeah.
The beaten track, they flee now. Were you born for this purpose? And for this you lived? Was it for happiness that you waited, dreamed, studied, loved, and believed in?
Is that what you all did all that for? To end up in this nursing home?
If not, then perhaps slow down the pace and start all over again, a new man.
But for most people it's too late. But for you, if it's not too late, if you are still young enough, slow down the pace. Begin to live a conscious life. Be in the here and now. So some of these poems, they are very challenging. What do you think, Esther?
Actually, those poems they show the reality of our daydreaming life, our lifestyle of daydreaming, our lifestyle of passing through life without depth, just going with the flow as a gray mass. So those poems bring out the reality of the life we have now. Yeah.
What will you tell people who don't know about this book at all, or who don't know what to expect from this book?
Wow. This book will expose to you the reality of your state. Whether you are really a conscious man or you are living at the level of an animal. This book will expose to you, will actually reveal to you how fast you will age as well. Because the reality will hit you that actually, is your brain alert? Are you really active? Okay? Because you also mentioned in the book that you made a statement that made me laugh. You say that sometimes you don't know. It seems like people forget why they have a head. It's like there for decoration. You know, we put hairstyles, we do all sorts of things for the head, and we forget. We forget to use the contents of the head, which is the brain.
You keep on dressing it, yeah.
So
Making it up.
exactly.
Spending money on it.
Spending money on yourself and all that, and actually not living a conscious life, not being productive. In fact, the reason also why I read this in one of your books. You say that Africa's problem is actually we are mentally lazy.
Yeah.
Yes, we do the physical work, you know, we like this physical labor and all that. But when it comes to mental activity, it's like it brings to life that poem of you know, spare, you know, a bad head. There's no spare the legs, you know. So, yeah, there's a need to really develop our mental capacity as well. So this book really guides us into achieving that. You actually realize that you have an organ there that needs to be exercised every second of the day.
Somebody is asking, what's the name of the book?
The book is Being Here, How to Be in the Here and Now.
Yes, how
That's
to be
Dr.
in the
Adelaja.
here and
Yeah.
now. Why are they saying the volume is low? How to be in the here and now.
Yeah.
Do you really think that this book will help to, if Africans will read it or anybody will read it, it will really help people to become, because one of the reasons why what I've seen in this book is that it makes people to become serious with life. Why that? What do you think will make, why does this book make people to become very, very serious about life?
Because it pushes you to be conscious of every second.
Every second.
Every second, and being purposeful, using every time you have to achieve, at least to add to your goal where you're going, so that you fulfill your purpose on earth. So it makes you treasure your time. It makes you treasure your presence in a certain place. It makes you treasure the environment where you are. For example, if you are there for information, if you are listening to someone, you treasure that moment for that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be in the here and now.
In the here and now, yeah.
Now, what are the other things you would like to say from this book to people who are watching us now?
Okay. A lot of things.
Yes,
Okay.
go ahead.
So first of all, I mentioned that this book actually has taught me biology of the brain. You know, it taught me the functions of my brain. My brain is for memory, for attention, for reasoning, for languages, for visual spatial skills. And I'm wondering, am I really exercising it in all these 5 areas? Okay, so that also shows me that I have a lot of potential that I need to tap in. Because the more you exercise your brain, the more you develop, the more you expand it and improve its capacity. Okay, so that also was very key to me. And also, being here and now, and is to really focus, to be observant on the place where you are. You know, many times you go somewhere and they ask you, oh, how was the place? Describe the place. And you actually don't even remember what the speaker was.
That's what happens when people go to church every Sunday.
Yes, Pastor. So it makes you be attentive to details. You know, you are making sure that you're observing what's going on around you, the noises around you, people's names. In fact, it has helped me to pick people's names as well. Because before you tell me your name, in the 1 minute I've forgotten your name, you know. But when you're observant, you're attentive, you actually learn more, you remember more of your surrounding and all that, which is really useful. Yeah. And so things also to avoid as we develop ourselves to be here and now is to avoid parrot thinking, multitasking, and also being being in the introversion state, always thinking about yourself and what works for you while ignoring your surrounding and other people. Yeah. So when you're in the here and now, it helps you also focus and see the needs of other people around you.
So it helps you to deliver yourself from, selfishness.
Yes. you notice the needs of people around you. Why? Because you are actually in the here and now.
Then it helps you to be more empathic.
Yes.
And to notice other people, their needs, and to be more caring.
It does. Yeah. So there's a lot to learn from that book than from the surface of the title. It's a whole wealth of everything you need to live a purposeful life. I think that's what I can describe it. Anything you need, all the things that you need, the principles you need to live an effective and purposeful life are found in the book, How to Be Here and Now.
Yeah, so this is the book, How to Be in the Here and Now. How to Be in the Here and Now. It's not a big book, at least compared to my other books. It's just less than 200 books. 200 pages. It's only less than 200 pages. So this is not too much book. It's not too big book compared to other books. And the way to get it is to go to Amazon. You can read it for free if you are on Amazon Unlimited, so you can read the book for free. But if you are not on Amazon Unlimited, you can buy the book. And if not, then you could, if you want to buy cheaper than on Amazon, you could write to us to dssbooks@gmail.com. 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 And then you could be a distributor for the book as well. And if you want to distribute the book, also write to dssbooks@gmail.com. Now, will you want your children to read this book?
Wow, exactly, Pastor. I would like them to read it.
Why? Why would you like your children to read the book?
Because most of the problems we've suffered in life are because we were not taught early enough. You know, most of the things we are learning now is just coming to us now. But children at this age. But if children can be taught those principles from an early age, my goodness, that is the generation of the Steve Jobs and all the great men. That is the instance, the foundation of great people.
You know, I think you are right, because anybody, if you could teach the children to reason like this from when they are very young, definitely they are going to become great people. Right. And, you know, that's the generation of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. Now, because that's what I did. I started being like this from the age of 16. So, because I started being like this from the age of 16, that kind of helped me to, to become who I became today. So, but meanwhile,
and also for the,
go ahead.
For the adults, it actually opens your eyes to realize whether you're really dead in quotes or alive. Because many times you think being dead is when a doctor has pronounced you biologically dead. But being dead means you're actually not walking and living the here and now. So the book gives you it's sort of like it gives you a diagnosis of your condition.
Yeah. You know, to confirm what you have just said, that it gives you a diagnosis of your condition.
Yeah.
Somebody just wrote here, Mofelola, that I have read only the first 3 chapters of the book, and it is like somebody has reported me to Pastor.
You are not alone.
It gives the diagnosis.
Because many times you walk in life, you think you're okay. Read that book, you'll be surprised. That's why everyone who reads that book laughs and cries at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, somebody is asking, how can you get a book? The way to get all my books, not just this book, but all my books, is to go to Amazon. You can buy them on Amazon, or if you don't have money, you could register on Amazon Unlimited and buy and read them from Amazon Unlimited for free. But if you want to buy it, you can buy it on Amazon, or you could write. If it's too expensive for you on Amazon, you can write to my office. Write to my book department, which is dssbooks@gmail.com. 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 dssbooks in one word @gmail.com. dssbooks@gmail.com. So if you do that, if you go to Amazon, Unlimited. Okay, Amazon Unlimited, we are talking about Kindle Unlimited. Yeah, that's when you'll be able to read it for free. But if you want it to buy it, you can buy it on Amazon, or you could write to dssbooks@gmail.com. That's much more cheaper than on Amazon. But besides that, you could actually become a distributor, not just of this book, but of all my books as well. So, just write to dssbooks@gmail.com. You become a distributor. To be a distributor is not for free. You will get 60 to 70% of the income on every book. So that's what you'll be able to make money for yourself just reading the book. What will you say to people who are planning to get the book, who are just planning to get the book for themselves or for their children?
Wow. I'll just congratulate them and say that actually that book alone is the best gift you can give to anyone that you love.
Wow.
Okay? Yeah.
All right. So, do you have any problem with your eyes? Because it's like you have some stuff on your eye. Any problem?
No.
Okay, you didn't notice. Right. Okay, good. You clean it now.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I didn't talk earlier than that. I was supposed to call your attention to it earlier. Okay, so, Sister Esther, I want you to come back because you wrote a book that, has really been, that your book is a super, super book. Tell us a few words about your book.
Okay, that book, How a Single Woman Can Overcome Stigmatization, was actually birthed out of my life experiences. So it's actually written there to encourage single ladies out there, to think beyond the box, to come out of all the negativity and face, life purpose and face who they really are, discover themselves, okay? And live above societal expectations. Yeah.
Where can people get that book?
It is on Amazon, the hard copy and also the Kindle version.
And it's called How a Single
Woman Can Overcome Stigmatization.
Especially because they are not married.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody is asking, how could they join the team to help edit my books? You need to write to VIP at godembassy.org. VIP at godembassy.org. God Embassy is one word. God Embassy, one word. VIP at godembassy.org. All right. I think that will be it for today.
Right.
We are coming on in the next 45 minutes. We have a problem with YouTube. So we are probably going to use another of our YouTube pages, but I think we are going to use one of the YouTube pages today. And we're still going to come on YouTube and Facebook. So we'll see the way it will work out. But anyhow, we'll be back to tonight in the next 45 minutes. Thank you so much, Esther. Thank you for your time.
Pastor.
Thank you for your time, and it was nice talking to you. Blessings.
Thank you, Pastor.
Bye.
Bye.